What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Here she is, hiding a dog just out of frame. Legislative Director Amber Marr. With her, as always, there's a dog around here somewhere. Not the Legislative Director, Jason Topsy. Amber, how are you?
Great. It's Friday.
It is Friday. We're doing the rare recording and releasing same day activity going on. It not only is it a Friday, it's a Friday going into a long weekend.
Oh yes, into a holiday weekend. Oh,
yes, we're going into Labor Day on Monday. So I hope those of you will get a rest from your labor on Monday and have the day off.
Producer Anna wants to make sure that we make this an easy edit for her.
Yes, so I will, I will not use profanity as I usually use on this podcast, where she has to do a lot of hard edits because of my language, which that's not true. I don't do that. Maybe. So
I don't think we've ever accidentally. Well,
today's gonna be the day.
Now that you say it, I don't think we've ever slipped up. We might. Oh, there was. It probably was me, wasn't it, Anna? I think it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It was me. That's right. I knew it.
So
that tracks.
It's we'll try to keep the profanity to ourselves today, or use it when we stop recording. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. I think it was like a month ago since we were able to do it. It's been a busy time.
It has been.
A lot going on, a lot happening, and there's a lot to recap in today's episode, some of which will be longer than others, but it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. And then we, of course, have Fast Facts with Anna. So, yeah. Amber,
yes.
Any big plans for the weekend?
Camping. Cool. Just what we usually do on the weekends. We go to our camper with our friends. But over the holiday weekend, over Labor Day, we usually do, there's bingo, we play cornhole, there's all kinds of stuff this weekend. So
it's going to be lovely weather, I think, right?
That's what I've heard. Except for, I also heard, here we go, talking about the weather again.
It's weather report time.
That's why some people watch this, because they just want to hear us talk about the weather. I heard on Sunday, though, it's supposed to be back in the 80s. But it's still supposed to get cold at night.
I feel like that's that meme that gets sent around during this time for like Midwest weather. And it's like, you are here. And it's like, false fall. Yes, thank you, Anna. Came through with that. And then it's like the summer return, and then you get into actual fall. So maybe we're into that part. We were just getting through some false fall, which is hard to say. And then we'll get into second summer. See, Anna's coming through with it. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. She knows exactly what I was talking about, putting that in the chat there.
And I hope you put this in the chat when we get to the fast facts. Okay, so like when
the answers, we're looking for some answers.
Yeah.
Okay. The competition is heating up. She's putting down the marker now. Got to get some points back. And I don't even know who's in the lead. That's how long it's been.
Oh, it's me.
Well, you remember that part though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's me.
I still think it's you. Yeah.
It won't be after today though, but that's okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
Well, with that said, let's get into it.
Yes.
Amber, let's kick it off with a recap of a little trip for NCSL, which is the National Council of State Legislatures, to the NCSL, their national conference in Boston this year, which we were both lucky enough to attend. So, yes,
it was a fantastic conference. I think that, it is a great conference every year anyway, but this was their 50th celebration of their conferences. So, of their conferences, their 50th year of being around. And there was such great info. I think right now, all of the sessions that we attended, they hit every mark of what we are. It hit whether we are dealing with it currently, whether we're going to be dealing with it, or, something that just continues to pop up. So I think there were a lot of great things on the agenda that we learned, heard about, they have great resources. And I just think that it was also wonderful to connect with some of our other AARP colleagues from across states or our national office, and then obviously legislators that we saw throughout the week, and even at Indiana night. So
yes, it was a enjoyable experience. And then, look, they're on the screen right now. There was a 5K that we both participated in.
Yes.
And that other picture is the finish line for the Boston Marathon. These are not connected. That is not the finish line by which we ran. But yeah, so that was kind of cool to see that. There's highlights from that. Now, that center photo,
yes,
for those of you that are fans of the movie Good Will Hunting, there is a scene between Matt Damon and Robin Williams that I believe one of the opening lines is like, what is this, a taster's choice moment for dudes? That Matt Damon says to Robin Williams. And it's a, big monologue that Robin Williams does. It's very, very good. We found the bench where that scene took place. Amber was nice enough to take a picture of me sitting at said bench, which was very nice of her to remind me to document it, because I think otherwise I think I was just left. So there you go. And then obviously these are two pictures from us after the race. That was.
I will say.
Go ahead.
Because of, I don't know who decided we should sign up for that race before we went. It sounded like a good idea at the time.
It did sound like a good idea at the time.
Yes. When we were actually in Boston, let's put it this way. The hotel that we were staying at was very far away from everything. Mm-hmm. So in order for us to get on the shuttle that would take us out to the race and get us started, because the race started at 6:30 in the morning.
Yes.
I believe we had to be, I think I got up at like 4:45, and then we had to be down in the lobby, going over to another hotel to meet in that lobby to get on the shuttle to then take us. I think the entire bus ride, I talked JT's ear off saying that I don't even understand why we're doing this. I was not excited about it.
No, it was rough going.
Once we got there and we saw the area that they were holding the 5K, we literally got off the shuttle and walked immediately to the start line. It was, we were cutting it close. But it was beautiful. I'm trying to remember what's it?
I'm gonna look it up right now because
and they ran us down like this big, kind of like walkway that we had water on both sides.
Castle Island. It's Castle Island.
Castle Island.
Yes.
It was beautiful. So I may have complained all the way there, but then once we got there, it was well worth the decision that we made to do it. So
yeah, it was very cool. Nice little loop kind of around the little bay that's there, and you're just on the water, and it was very nice. It wasn't an early start.
Except for Anna said you should mention who Amber beat in the race.
Oh yeah. I'll have to look up. That is a very good point. So
I still don't understand how this happened.
So I'm gonna butcher how to say his last name. But it's Meb. So for anybody who's kind of familiar with running, Meb is a retired, I guess, marathon American long distance runner. He won the Boston Marathon in 2014, I think. Wait, no, not 2014. Let me look this up as well so I don't get it wrong. He won the
Oh, she put his last name up for you.
Yeah, there we go. I don't want to disrespect the man by
Yeah,
not
I
doing
wouldn't
it
know how to
correctly.
say it either.
So he's been at like the Indy Mini before, just like in the Expo Hall kind of thing, just like
Yeah.
giving talks, and he's like a motivational speaker as well because he won the 2014 Boston Marathon, and I think he's like the first American to win it since like the 80s. So it was like kind of a big deal. Very cool guy. They had him there to give us a little talk at the starting line, and then he hung out afterwards and took photos. But he also ran it. And I gave him a little low five as he went by me because you kind of had to loop back and you saw people as you were running past them. But when you look at the result list for this
is
the
wrong.
name immediately before him, Amber Marr. So Amber can say she finished before, an Olympian and Boston Marathon winner.
I think he was told to run with the crowd. Like, don't run out and just beat everybody. Like, he was trying to like hang with the people,
Yeah. No, I get it.
So I didn't realize he was even with me. So what does that say? I am like literally not paying attention when I run. So for him to be right behind me, I'm embarrassed. I didn't turn around and be like, let him go first,
I look either way. Cool story is how I think is that you can honestly say that you.
Sorry. So I know the dog that is hiding on my lap is no longer hiding, but it's because we've got workers in our neighborhood and she sees them in our yard. So I'll just let her say she wanted to talk about Meb too.
Parents.
So that was Briley, but hopefully she doesn't have a lot more to say though throughout, but she's just usually snoozing right here. So you can't even see her.
Yeah, and Anna put in the chat too on Meb that you wouldn't have seen him but he saw you
because he was behind me.
Yeah, there you go. So that was very cool. Thank you, Anna, for reminding me about that.
I tried to put that out of my mind.
That was awesome. So yeah, all in all, I concur with what you said in regards to the conference itself. A lot of good stuff.
Yes,
a lot of good content in those sessions. Boston's a cool city. It had been my first time visiting there, so it was very, very
Boston cool. Was a really cool place. Yeah.
Yep.
I had never been there. Well, I had been there, but it was like for 2 hours. So, and no, it wasn't at the airport. I was actually in Boston, but it was super late and I didn't really get to experience it. And so this next time, while we didn't, I think we can say that we got to experience it because we were so far from the convention center.
Yeah, real. That was real. Where we took some walks sometimes to get to places.
Yeah,
and you took some time, so you got to soak it in. We got to do a couple, like a little bit of a touristy thing one afternoon and doing some of the Freedom Trail that they have there, so some historical things. And getting to see a lot of the city. They did have a closing event that had Anna is also reminding us that Boys to Men was there with the Boston Pops.
Boys to Men.
Very cool.
In concert.
Yeah.
Just for us.
Yep. That's why it was a big deal. It was a good year to go because
it was amazing.
They're going to be able to do that in future years.
And if you're a Boys to Men fan, let me just tell you.
They still got it.
They lived it. They lived up to everything I ever wanted it to be.
No doubt. So yeah, awesome. That was a good time. Good recap of NCSL. I believe next year it's in Chicago. So that's a little bit closer for us here. And we'll see how that goes. Cool. Next thing, moving on from the other celebrations.
Oh my gosh. Timeout.
What's up?
You also forgot to mention the opening day. We got to go to the Celtics Stadium.
Oh, yeah. We went to the Garden.
The Garden. We went to the Garden.
The Garden. For those it's my attempt at a Boston accent. That was like our shuttle drivers. Like, y'all going to the Garden?
It was so fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, they were letting people you had to like wait in a very long line, but you can go on there and like shoot a shot and then get out of there. And that was kind of cool. I forgot about that as well. So yeah, there was a lot of cool little events that they had going on.
But I know we need to move on. So next thing on the agenda.
No, I appreciate you saying that because it's also like a shout out to John Marr, who's a big Celtics fan.
He is a big Celtics fan.
So
that
okay. Was cool. You got to show him some of that. But yeah, that was a good time as well. All in all, big fan. Glad I got to go and experience it. Next up, I guess. Also,
what is next?
Speaking of celebrations, just in general. So NCSL 50th anniversary. Then we're going to go talk about another anniversary for a little program that you probably haven't heard of. It's called Social Security. It's been around. It was the 90th anniversary of Social Security this year. And across the country, AARP was celebrating and doing events and talking about the importance of the program and how we need to protect it and strengthen it. And here in Indiana, we did 4 events across the state on, I believe, August 14th. So all 4, we were in Gary, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Evansville, our 4 focus communities. There's some photos right there. Shots of us. We got Fort Wayne in the upper right corner. For those of you that if you're listening to this, you don't know what's going on or what we're talking about. But on the bottom right there, that is the Indianapolis location. Anna was in Evansville, which is the bottom left. And then there's me and our lead volunteer in Gary, Maddie, having some ice cream because that's what look, it was a celebration. We had a little ice cream truck up there. I think there was ice cream in Fort Wayne. And then we had cupcakes to celebrate the 90th anniversary in our other location. So all in all, it was a good time. Volunteers came out, saw a bunch of folks. We did a little live event update from each location, which was kind of fun as well. But all in all, it was a great event across the state, highlighting the importance of this program and why we need to protect it, and the importance of that it's just played for the last 90 years. So good times, and it's an issue that we're going to keep on talking about. Social Security is important to older Americans and older Hoosiers, and it's important that AARP continues to talk about it. And so we're going to, because we want to make sure that it's around for 90 more years afterwards. So,
and those were great.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It was a good celebration of that event and of that important program. So yeah, that was Social Security. Now, turning our eyes more focused back to the state, we had a important hearing that you testified at, Amber. It was on a topic that, for those of you that have been watching or watched this past session, medical debt, which didn't go how we wanted it to go during session, but at least we're going to get to talk about it a little bit more now because it was a topic of study in the interim.
Yes. So we testified along with many other community partners on this medical debt that was covered in Senate Bill 317 this past session, as JT referenced. And then it was actually assigned to it went down in flames during session, but it was assigned to an interim study committee. And thankfully, Senator Liz Brown, who is the chair of the Senate Interim Study Committee on Courts and Judiciary, heard this bill. I think it was the first hearing of the committee. And we just sort of tried to talk about why this is so important and why there should be, I say consumer protections, but just ways for individuals to, assist them with this medical debt. And so we talked about how, I'm going to read, I think you probably heard me say this even during session, that medical debt, and you're putting pictures up while I'm talking. Medical debt is a problem for people of all ages, but adults 50 plus are particularly affected, as they obviously have they're obviously more likely to need expensive medical treatment. But more than 44% of people aged 50 to 64 and 22% of people aged 65 and older carry medical debt. And so that is why we also wanted to say something during this hearing so that folks understand that this is across the age spectrum that medical debt affects everyone. So there really isn't a specific age where you can say this is who is affected the most, but we older Hoosiers can really have a tough time dealing with this. So I'm trying to think of here's what happened. They held a hearing. Everyone was allowed to testify. There was no real conclusion because during interim study committees, usually the only thing, I guess nowadays, it used to be a little bit different. Some committees may still do this, but most of the time there's a final report that comes out at the end of these, like they usually hold 2 to 3 interim study committee meetings. And then at the end, they'll release a final report. In the final report, sometimes it basically just says, we talked about this issue and we move on. There will probably not be a preliminary draft that comes out of the study committee dealing with medical debt. However, Senator Charbonneau, and I'm trying to think of who else was on. Senator Kadora was obviously was a huge part of that bill too. But I know that there were a couple other legislators that had assisted in this, but those 2 individuals are still planning on moving forward during session with another bill. So I think we've been tasked to look at what this next bill coming in the 2026 session could look like so that we don't get caught up in kind of what we were caught up in this past session, which, we just want to ensure that there are some stop gaps for individuals that have to accrue a very high level of medical debt and how that's taken care of, how they end up having to pay it back, just all of those processes that they're very consumer friendly. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, great job in the hearing. And I know that AARP just had some recent research that came out. I think not too long ago.
I actually have it right here. Thank you. I meant to mention that it's called "The Healthcare Debt Often Forces Difficult Choices," because we know that if you have medical debt, sometimes you're having to choose whether you pay that bill or you pay for other bills that you're dealing with, whether that's medicine, food, household, items, things like that. Because individuals with healthcare debt can also find themselves struggling to just pay for, like we just said, basic bills, or they're forced to make difficult decisions like denying additional medical care. So.
Yeah. Okay, important issue that we're going to continue to talk about. It's going to be a part of session, hopefully next year in 2026. And we'll just keep on talking about it and keep on raising awareness about it as well, because it's important. I was just some other stats.
Yeah, sorry. This is a great article. So I meant to ask Anna to find this link, but we can put it up in a future episode. But I do think that anyone that would like to see it, it is a really great document.
Yeah, we'll try to run down that the link to it and get it out there to
folks. I say research, but it was a survey actually. Yeah. So of individuals aged 40 to 64. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What else we got? What else happened?
Oh, and just a shout out to the coalition.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Individuals that have been in this for a lot longer than we have, and just thankful that we could all come together to try to highlight how important this topic is. So
yeah, and as we keep on talking about it, we'll try to have some of those folks join us so we can talk more about it in depth.
Well, and Erin Macy, you've heard us talk about her before. She really wanted to. Well, we had her scheduled during session, but sadly she got really, really sick. And she continuously reminds me that I have not rescheduled. So she will be joining us and hopefully we can dive a little bit deeper into the medical debt discussion. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Look, we have trouble just scheduling this for ourselves to chat, for like guests. So
exactly,
it's a busy time for everybody. So there was a couple of meetings that we have had since the last time we did this with some folks to continue the conversation about a variety of topics, and one being with our Indiana State Treasurer to talk about, I guess, what we lovingly refer to as Work and Save, and then also with the Indiana Housing Community Development Authority to talk about housing and some other things that we work with them on. So we can just do a quick recap of what those conversations were like.
Yes, we are so grateful to the treasurer because we met with him during this past session around our retirement savings bill, and he was supportive. We know that the budget was tight. We know that it was, kind of a long shot to get this bill through, that Senator Becker had worked so hard on this year to really make it into something that was kind of perfect. It was written exactly how we wanted it to be written, and it would have helped a lot of folks who did not have access to retirement savings through their employer. Now, when we knew that the bill was not going to be moving, we had asked the treasurer if he would be open to having a study done through his office and not just an interim study committee, like legit having someone prepare a study through his office. He was on board. The problem is that, there would have needed to have been some dollars attached to that so that they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
We did not get that in the budget. So, but we were grateful. He was telling folks that he was supportive of it, that he would do it, that he really thought that's where it belonged if we were going to do a study. And so after all of that kind of subsided, session ended, we did not get any of that done. We wanted to go back and just check in, and he is still supportive of the issue. He still is open to doing a study if we want to fight for that in the future. Mm-hmm. But we're hoping to try to maybe just do some collaboration with him this fall to see if it, while it couldn't necessarily be a study, maybe we can just do some best practices, put together a paper together. We're just going to see. So hopefully, as we move forward in the next couple of weeks, we might have some updates on what we can do to keep this at the forefront of legislators. We are going into a non-budget year, but we would like to keep the drumbeat going. So if we had something that we worked with him on that we could present to legislators about other states, how this is working, how it's really helping people save for retirement, we thought that would be a really huge win. So stay tuned.
Awesome. We're going to stay tuned. Excited to see what comes of these continued discussions and working together to raise awareness on it. And then IHCDA, who we've kind of worked with for a little while, I feel like, on a variety of things. It's housing, there's some utility assistance stuff that we've tried to raise awareness about, and then as well as the program that we partner up with on. So let's talk a little bit about our conversation with IHCDA and how that went.
Yes, we met with several folks from there, including the new individual who is head of IHCDA. And he was lovely. We just wanted to make sure that we touched base, said thank you for the collaboration over the last couple of years, not just with the most recent program that we have collaborated on, but even in past years where, as you mentioned, Jason, that we had elevated or tried to educate our folks on the LAHEAP funds that help individuals who can't pay for their heating and just other things. And so we were looking for other ways that we can continue to work together to get the word out about things, if we can ever push information that they have available for people. So we haven't, I think we're about to have another meeting with some of the individuals that we met with in that meeting and beyond. And so to kind of have that discussion of where else can we be helpful, or where do our priorities align, which there are a lot. So we will be continuing those discussions as well, and kind of seeing, I think one of the things that they would like us to do is, I think they hold some lunch and learns for their employees. And I think they're wanting us to kind of talk about livable communities and, kind of our background and resources that are available through AARP.
Yeah, a lot of good synergy, as they say, and opportunities to partner up on things. So yeah, it's always great to have these kind of continued conversations because it's all building on top of each other to a lot of good stuff. So
yes,
that was awesome. And then the next thing we're going to talk about, I guess, look, we're all over the place. We're doing stuff, and we're gonna, the next thing I'm going to talk about is we're going to get into some utility stuff here. This is Amber's favorite topic. Whenever
is
we
this
want to talk
where
about
I can take a nap?
Yeah, you can, you can take a nap. Though, as an AES customer, you probably want to pay attention here. So
I don't need to pay attention. I already know.
He already knows
I was trying to grab my bill so you could see it.
Oh, so for those of you that are not in the Indianapolis area or familiar about who we're talking about, so AES Indiana is the electricity provider for Marion County, and she found her bill. She just found her bill. Look, not like AES they've had some troubles when it comes to billing as of late. But I'll talk a little bit about that because that was brought up a lot at the hearings that I'm
Oh, great. Well, I did want to, the reason why I wanted to grab my bill, Jason, is because I wanted to let you know that they did put a little, like there's a little message center on our bill. Yeah. And it says that AES Indiana filed a regulatory rate review with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission on June 3rd, 2025. For more information about what this means for you, please visit aesindiana.com/rate-review. So they did inform people whether individuals are really going to go there or not. But I wanted to let you know that it was on our bill.
Well, that's good. So I appreciate them doing that. What they are asking for a rate increase. They are looking roughly, when it's all said and done, it's kind of phasing in over 2 years, and then when you factor in some other increases that they've been already approved for, that'll kick in. It has the potential to raise people's bills, residential customers, as much as $30 per month, which is a lot. It's also, they got an increase that was just approved like last year in 2024, which was that was like a $9 increase for folks. I don't know, was that a bill from 2024 you just pulled? Or
no, sorry. People who know me know that I still get paper bills. Okay.
Look, you are a well-informed customer. We'll put it that way.
But what I was trying to express to people is, I'm going to be completely transparent right now, but my last bill was $236.
Yes.
So imagine if $30 more on top of that, and this has continuously increased. So I am just saying that is a lot of money.
Yeah. And Amber I think Amber, she probably should have spoke at one of these hearings. So because you would have joined the chorus of folks that were explaining a lot of the same things. So they're required to have public hearings, and thankfully there was 4 public hearings this time around. I was in attendance for 3 of them and spoke on behalf of AARP at one of them. So there were, and here's some photos from the top one is the hearing that I attended, or one of the hearings that I attended and spoke at as well. That was in the kind of the southeast side, I guess, of town. And then the larger photo on the right, for those who paid attention, that was in Pike Township on the west side, where they've kind of had a hearing before. And then most recently, there was one up in Lawrence, which is kind of the bottom left-hand photo there. All of these hearings, well attended by members of the public, and not a person spoke out in favor of these increases, because it's a lot for folks to deal with. And especially when you're talking about older customers, like we're talking about, that are on set incomes. And there's only so far you can turn your thermostat down or turn your thermostat up for those charges, especially when there are other things that are in your bill, like the customer charge, which they're also proposing to increase. And the customer charge is what you get charged just for being a customer. Before you even flip on a light switch, you got to pay that. And so they keep on trying to increase that fee, and it just becomes harder and harder and more difficult for people to keep up. And there was a lot of folks like yourself, Amber, that were just like, look, from this month to this month, nothing changed. I didn't do anything different, but all of a sudden my bill has jumped to this. Or there were people that were on a budget plan, which you can get on, that the budget plan just keeps on going up and things of that nature. And it just becomes more and more difficult. So, we want to let people know about it to make sure that they can voice their opinion to the Office of the Utility Consumer Counselor to let folks know how this is going to impact them. So we're going to continue to do that before the deadline. But it was a lot of folks that are concerned about this and a lot of issues that are connected to it with data centers and other things that are kind of new on the scene. But yeah, a lot of people coming out. A lot of people coming out. So, and that it impacted it. So yeah, that's what we to several of those hearings the last couple of weeks, and just stay tuned. And for those of you that if you are in Indianapolis, make sure that you kind of let your voice be heard on this issue. And then for those of you that are not AES customers, I'm sure your utility will be asking for an increase at some point soon. And so we'll make sure that you stay up to date on that. We kind of try to let you know what's going on that front so that you can be as informed as possible about what's going on in your neck of the woods. So we have that. And then now we can keep on talking about some other fun stuff. Amber's been a little bit of a road warrior the last couple of weeks, traveling around the state to talk about a program that we've talked about on this before, the Yellow Dot program that was part of legislation that was passed this past session. But Amber, what have you been up to? You've been traveling all over the place, all over the state.
Yes. So the Yellow Dot program was a bill this past session that we supported alongside the Indiana Association of Area Agencies on Aging. And it was a bill. Oh, thank you, Anna. It was HEA 1297. And this is important because, and I'm just going to grab out my notes really fast. I should have had them out, but I didn't. As just a refresher, this creates the Yellow Dot program. This bill created the Yellow Dot program. It's basically where individuals can pick up a packet either at their Bureau of Motor Vehicles or their local area agency on aging. And in that packet will be a Yellow Dot and a form where you will fill out the following information. Your name, you can put a photograph of yourself, contact information for not more than 2 emergency contacts, medical information, including surgeries, allergies, current medications, your hospital preference, the contact information for not more than 2 healthcare providers, the date the program participant completed the form. So whatever day you fill that form out, you write that date so we know how up to date it is, and other things like that. So basically, what this is supposed to do is that in case of an accident, first responders would understand that if they see that yellow dot on the back of your vehicle, they would know to go to your glove compartment, because that is where you will place that finalized form in that envelope in your glove compartment. And so they will be able to get that and hopefully provide even, up-to-date care, that knowing what you have on that form. So it's currently active in 22 states. And we are really excited to announce that we have passed the bill, although the program is not live. So the bill was the date to roll this program out was July 1 of this year. Unfortunately, there was no money attached to House Enrolled Act 1297, so it was an unfunded mandate. And the Family and Social Services Administration, which used to be underneath that was the Division of Aging, they have changed their name to the Bureau of Better Aging. So we are going to refer to that as the BBA moving forward. But they have not been able to find the funds to get this program up and running. So hopefully what we have offered is to cover the cost of at least the first printing of this program, which I believe will be roughly about 9,000 packets. But we're still sort of working through that. But our travels around the state have been trying to go to every AAA alongside Hannah Carlock, who is the interim CEO of I4A, which again is the Indiana Association of Area Agencies on Aging. She's also with our jail solutions, but we have been traveling around the state working with those AAAs to help educate them on what this is about, what it looks like, why people will be coming to them to get this packet eventually when the packet is available. And it has been a really great experience. So getting to know all of the individuals at these AAAs, meeting with first responders who are also showing up, legislators who are coming to hear about this bill too, because even though they voted on it, they're very interested in sort of learning more about it, when it's going to be up and running, where they can send folks when they are looking for this, etc. So I also wanted to give a huge shout out. As you see the picture on the left, we were in Valparaiso, and I just what would you say? Yes, familiar faces. I was just ecstatic because 3 of our legislative team volunteers that go with us to the Statehouse every other Monday during session were able to join me. And so we had Sam, Bev, and Julie that came, got to ask some good questions, offer some good advice, and attend the meeting with me. So I was so excited. And then just the top picture, that's Hannah all the way to the right. Representative Julie Olthoff was also there. She's right in front of Hannah. And then all of the rest of the individuals that were there and attended. And we are just really excited. And then the picture below, in the bottom right-hand side, is actually when we went to the Terre Haute AAA, Thrive West Central. And that was a really fun meeting. Great first responders were there, even had someone from the 911 call center. So we were very grateful for the opportunity to talk with them. And then the dementia care specialist that was also put in by legislation 2 years ago for the AAAs to have a dementia care specialist in each of their offices. And then there's someone in the BBA, or the Bureau of Better Aging, that is actually going to be transferred to the Department of Health now. So we can talk about that a little bit later. But just for your knowledge, there is someone in the BBA that is over all of those individuals that are in the AAAs. And it's just really great that I got to finally meet somebody. Yeah. She had been there for a year and was talking and wanted to know about the Yellow Dot program, even for individuals who might be dealing with a loved one who has dementia. So
yeah, that is.
Sorry, that was a lot.
That was look, first of all, great work. Love that you're getting out there on the road, getting out to these AAAs and seeing folks and giving updates and talking about that program. What's up?
Wait, and we just went to the bill signing for it.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that too. Yeah, it was. We don't have pictures of that.
Not yet.
Literally this week. What, 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was Wednesday. Yeah. I came from Terre Haute from that meeting straight to the Statehouse to get and be a part of the ceremonial bill signing that Governor Braun held for it.
Yeah, it was. Got to stand there while he signed the bill, and got a pen.
We got a pen.
A pen, mm-hmm. Which was very cool. So little highlight from that's also connected to this bill as well. So great work there. We got Anna's asking for clarification. We got a pen, P-E-N.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we got a pen
to write with, as one does. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Actually,
I don't think he normally gives those out, but it was kind of getting to the end of the time frame because we're there for another bill. Talk about in another episode. Yeah. We were there for another bill signing at the beginning, and it started at we had to be there at 2. All the bill signings started at 2:30. So then they just call people in. Yeah. Well, we were there at 2:30, and then the Yellow Dot one wasn't until $355.
Yeah.
And so when we were in there, after he signed the bill, he turned around and looked at me and he was like, do you want a pen? And I was like, I didn't want to, you don't want to be too eager. So
Yeah.
I just said something I was like, are you offering? And the governor turned around, gave me a pen, asked JT if he wanted one, and then handed them all down to everybody that was there.
Amber helped facilitate some pen giving. Because she was the one who just like, well, you're offering, like,
I would love one.
It's great. So yeah, that was a nice little touch there at the end. Got to, because, usually he kind of reserves those for like bill authors. But we were fortunate enough to receive one. So that was kind of cool. Very cool. But look, this has been a lot of stuff this has been a busy summer.
We've had a lot going on.
This is mostly just what took place in August. Everything I think here took place in August, if I'm looking at the calendar correctly. That is a lot of stuff, and there's still a lot to go as we move into September. So that is, look, kudos to you, Amber, for all that and keeping it all together. It's just the things they don't slow. There isn't like a summer slowdown, it's just, you just keep on rolling.
I think back and I feel like there used to be, and I don't know what happened to those days.
So for those of you that are listening, Amber looked up into the distance with like a whimsical look on her face of just like, I remember a time where there was a little bit of a lull in the action. And then yet here we are. It is just, it just keeps on rolling. It just keeps on rolling. So maybe look, it's not going to slow down. We'll just keep it going. Because look, there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. We got September on the horizon. We got planning things. We got a session to prepare for already, which is kind of gross to say out loud. We got all those things that are going on, and just
we're going to be hosting a virtual forum, which I will not divulge any details just yet, but we will be talking about that because that's coming up.
That's coming up as well. Look, there's we got a volunteer celebration thing coming up in soon that we got to prepare. Oh, look, there's just so much happening. Maybe there's going to be a special session thrown in there, which we're not going to talk about that here. To deal with redistricting and stuff. Look, there's so much going on. So much happening. So let's end this show on everybody's favorite part. And I know that Amber has been chomping at the bit for since we started this thing. It is time for Fast Facts with Anna. Anna,
hello.
Hi, Anna. I was just checking the governor's page to see if he had posted any pictures from the.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nothing there.
No.
We'll run down those photos.
Yeah. But hi, Anna. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Hello.
I'm really excited about today. Oh yeah. See,
are you sure? Ooh. Didn't sound like you were earlier.
Ooh.
Well, I'm not excited about the questions because I think I'm going to lose. And I don't want people to know that I don't know a lot about this topic.
That's okay. I don't think a lot of people will necessarily know the answers to these questions. So
we are going to see. I look at the big board. Amber still in the lead by a point.
1.5.
So she's got that going for her. And why she's so excited about this, because she wants to extend her lead.
No, because this will be the last time I can be excited because you'll be taking the lead. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, you say, I feel like you say that every show, and yet here we are, where you're still in the lead.
Well, we'll see. Okay.
Well, and I will say we have to make a decision soon about if we are ending this with a final score before all of the things kick off for leading into 2026.
Yes, this is true. I don't know the answer to that.
So we'll have to think about that. The time may be limited to rack up more points.
Yeah.
Have a winner.
I think we'll have to talk about that timeline, but yeah, someone will be declared a winner here at some point before the year is out. I have a sneaking suspicion it's not going to be me, but we will see. There's still time.
There is still time.
Basically, what I'll do is I'll just continue to extend this season on until I get in charge or something like that. Or I'll take the lead and I'll be like, season's over.
Well, if Jason loses, Fast Facts will be a 1 season.
Yeah, this was a nice experiment.
No. I do have to bring this up because I do hear a dog speaking in the background in someone's home. Yes. But I have to tell you that Briley can also hear it, and she was like really wanting to know where the dog was. So
yeah, I have no idea what's going on down there.
No, I'm just saying Briley really wants to know what's happening too.
It's probably just like a person or another animal just walking by because God forbid somebody else be outside.
No, hey, we have the same problem here. I just loved it because Briley could hear
it. Ears perked up.
Well, viewers may notice I'm in an undisclosed alternative location that people may know from another place, but because I normally do not have dogs, but I learned while watching the dogs that I am with that you cannot put a dog on the TV.
Oh, yes.
Or disaster ensues. So, all right. Yep. So today,
I'm ready.
We are talking about Social Security, history. So this is not present day Social Security.
History is
Amber's fun facts about the past. So we have 2 questions. Starting with, on January 31st, 1940, Ida Mae Fuller of Ludlow, Vermont, received the first monthly Social Security check. What was the dollar amount of this check? If you are within $3, we'll give you a point.
JT, do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know this.
I don't know if this will help any of you. Probably not. It wouldn't help me. But it is the equivalent of $519 today. So if you've got like inflation numbers floating around in your head, use those.
It would be the equivalent of $519 today.
Yes. But I'll also tell you it's a very random number that also has some random number of cents along with it.
Oh,
there we go.
It's not like a flat dollar amount.
Oh.
1940.
I don't know.
I don't really know how much inflation,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
That's why I said that it wouldn't help me.
I feel like it's going to be like a low number. And then when you extrapolate it out, it's going to be like, okay, wow, that's the thing. So I am probably, I'm going to be probably too low, but we'll see.
Let me see here. Hold on. Give me one more second.
Are you searching something?
No.
Just Googling.
I have nothing. I'm thinking my brain is taking a minute to think through. Let me see.
I did forewarn you guys what the topic was before we started recording, so there was time to Google.
There was.
Not that you would know what to look up, but
here's the thing is I remember hearing this stat somewhere. So I've heard this out loud. I just don't remember what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's in an AARP article.
I'm pretty certain it is. And that's probably why I remember it.
Yep.
Or don't remember it. I remember reading it.
All right, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right.
JT, you want me to go first or you?
I can go first if you want. Or no, you go first. I guess you're in the lead. You can go first.
Oh, okay. I mean, I won't be after this. $281.23.
Okay. Jason?
$53.27.
Well. I hate to break it to you both that you are very high.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So the answer is $22.54 was the first
Wild.
monthly Social Security check.
Can I just tell you that when you said that is equivalent to, wait, hold on. JT, I want you to know my first, this is just my little piece of paper. I had $53 on there.
Yeah.
So
very in sync.
I had written down $53, but then when you said, Anna, it is equal or equivalent to $519 today, I'm like, we can't have gone that far. Could we?
You went further.
And then I was like, $22,
like
519 today? That's insane.
I think I initially had like 70 something, and then you said the inflation thing. So I was just like, I think I need to go lower.
And you thought you were going to be too low.
I thought it was going to be too low.
That's why I went higher, because I had 53 and she said that. I was like, we can't be that far inflation. We're worse.
Little did you know.
Little did you know. So
that is so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very surprised as well. Now, this next question.
Oh man.
We're gonna test your presidential knowledge.
I'm just gonna say skip.
Well, as we all know, we were celebrating the 90th anniversary of Social Security on August 14th. That means Social Security was enacted in 1935. So which U.S. president is responsible for signing the Social Security Act into law? Lots of presidents have done amendments and other things like the COLAs for Social Security, but who signed the original act?
Can I make a statement really fast?
Sure.
Do you know why I know the answer to this?
Oh, you do know it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
If anybody had watched Emily and Addison on Fox 59, when they were on talking about the Social Security events, they brought this up.
Well, I will say I did not fact check with that video specifically, so let's hope they're correct. I have full faith that they are. But I pulled this from AARP, so.
Oh, no, maybe it's wrong. Addison and Emily, you better come on. Okay, well, we're going to write this down and hope it's right.
I also realized my hint may or may not be helpful because I thought, 1935, if you happen to know who the president is in 1935, you don't even have to know that they signed this act. But again, that wouldn't have helped me. So.
It wouldn't have helped me either.
All right, Jason, you want to go first this time?
Fox 59 for the win. Ooh, okay, that's what I had.
FDR. Let's see it, Amber.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
All right.
Get it.
Ding, ding, ding.
What I'm talking about.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but the scores remain the same.
Remain the same. Her lead maintains.
I think we've been doing this for months now, where you guys have each gotten one.
Yep.
That's kind of how it goes.
Emily and Addison, shout out.
Yeah. Yep. That was great work on Fox 59.
Hey, Fox 59 has come through for me multiple.
Yeah, I would say that is like the second or third time that news outlet has helped you with this game.
I'm trying to remember what it was the last time, though.
I think it was around the mini.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Stuff. Yeah. It was the time. She asked for the time of the person or the age or something about who won the Indianapolis mini marathon. And they told me that morning.
I'm fairly certain that that was when you took the lead. I could be wrong, though. It might have been during that show. So either way, we may have to.
This is dual thank you to Fox 59 and Addison and Emily.
Yeah, I think we might have to put a rule in place where you can't watch that station anymore. I
think also for my next set of fast facts, maybe we'll do questions that are like closest to the pin type questions, so that only one of you can get a point.
Yeah. We might have to. We might have to set up some sort of lightning round. So we'll have to figure it out. We'll work on that.
Since it sounds like Addison and Emily are spinning some hot facts, We
Yes.
could just do a lightning round with everybody.
Oh, that would be so fun.
AARP trivia.
Ooh.
Whatever we gotta do, whatever we gotta do to help me get back into the lead. I'm here for it. Have I even
And
led
to not
at all?
embarrass me.
I don't even think
I think
led
you
at
did,
all.
Jason, at the very beginning.
For me to get
Okay.
embarrassed. What'd you say, JT?
I said I don't think I've led this thing at all.
Oh, yes, you did. I've only took the lead recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Either
I promise
way.
I'm not skewing my questions.
No, she is
well,
not. I can tell you that for sure.
both no punches, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Anna, appreciate you.
Anna,
Yeah,
thank
you. We will see you next time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bye.
That was really great.
That was great. Good work.
$22 for the first Social
I
Security.
know. Wild, right? I have to.
Insane.
I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't think I know what the average benefit is now monthly. I want to say it's around $1,200. So.
Well, don't give Anna any ideas about what to ask next time.
Yeah. She's furiously checking my math right now. So, which we know I am, but maybe not specifically on this topic. So, Amber,
right. Well,
look, that was a lot.
Long episode.
This was a long episode with a lot of stuff. And we got dogs waving now. See, look, this is why you got to watch this show. You can't listen. Like, I love that everybody who's listening to it, but you got to find us on the YouTube because you got cute doggos that are showing up on screen. You got other doggos barking in the background, being annoying. So apologies for that. Just when I thought I had properly soundproof this place, turns out I'm wrong. But here we go.
I just had to I wouldn't have said anything if Briley wasn't like I thought she was going to start barking, but she was just like, "Where's that dog? Where's the dog?"
Yeah, we gotta find it
over the camera.
Yeah, I gotta put some soundproofing stuff up in here. I don't know what's going on.
But I am just babysitting. This is not my dog. Everybody's babysitting recently, like for doggies.
Yeah, mine is mine. So
I mean, that is also okay. That is also okay. Yes.
She's mostly okay. Mostly okay. Okay. Well,
thanks for hanging in if you stayed for this hour because this has been a long one.
This has been a long one, but look, it highlights the work that's happening this last month or so since the last episode. So when next time we come back, it'll probably be the same. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that we'll have a lot to talk about. And then just thanks you for sticking with us and for sticking through this episode. And Amber, thank you for all your continued good work.
Thank you.
And being a good sport. And Anna, as always, for running things behind the scenes. And for all of you that are listening or watching, like I said, you got to watch this thing on the YouTubes if you're listening to it, because you're missing good visuals and whatnot.
The YouTubes.
So the YouTubes, yes. Watch it there, or continue to listen.
I was supposed to give a shout out to somebody else on this show today that I had promised. So if you are that person that I promised, I will remember at some point. But shout out, all right? I know I'm forgetting something, but I just can't put my finger on it. So next time,
who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah,
you know who you are. Well, yeah. So shout out to the mystery person. You deserve this shout out. And if you don't know if it's you, but you think it might be, like possibly, it is you. And just know that we're shouting you out because you deserve it.
Thank you.
And we appreciate all of you. And we will see you next time on The Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Until then.